second graders. Today we are going to be reviewing how to relate 10 more, 10 less. We have 100 more and 100 less. Okay, so we're really focusing on how to do that quickly and efficiently, and understanding that sometimes if you add 10 more to a number, that sometimes it might change the hundreds place. Okay, so for example, I'm going to start off with more, and so these focus words are more and less as we start to figure out some problems. So the first problem I want to put up there is 157. So 100, so I'd put my 100 chip, 150, so 5 tens, and 157, 5, 6, 7. So I have 157. If I said, what is 10 more than 157? What place value is changing? Is it the hundreds, the tens, or the ones? Right? Yeah, if you picked hundreds or tens, you're right, because it's a 10, right? So it's going up by how many? Just 1 10. Not 2 tens, just 1 10. So that 5, I'm going to add another one, which makes it a 6. So if we write that in a number sentence, it's going to be 157 plus 10 equals 167. The only things changing were the tens place, right? Okay. Let's see. Our next one, so that's plus 10. Now if I had something like, let's say I had 116. So it's 100 and 110 and 6 ones, 116. If I wanted to add 100, which place value am I going to change? Is it going to be the hundreds place, the tens, or the ones? Yes, the hundreds. So if I wanted to add one more, I'm going to have to add one more, and that one becomes a 2. So instead of 116, it's going to be 216. So if I have 116 plus, we added 100, that gives us our answer. It's 216. Okay, so we want to start getting really quick in our brains of which one is changing, which place value is changing. Okay, because that'll help us when we take this into adding and subtracting those higher numbers. That'll help us add and subtract mentally a lot faster. Okay, okay, so I'm going to put up a couple examples. Using our key phrases more than and less than. Okay, so here's my first one. So actually I'm going to erase this. So our first problem is going to be 10 more than 467. Go. 10 more than 467. What is changing? So is it the 400, the 60, or the 7? It's the 60, right? And it's going to go up by how many? 10. So instead of 467, it's going to become 477. Good. Awesome. So 10 more. Okay, we did that one. All right. Now, I'm going to put a little bit more tricky one up here. So if we have a blank is 10 more than 288. Okay, so think about 288. Something, right? Something is 10 more than 288. So let's say in our brain, right? If we said 298. So let's see. This, oh, where's my red marker? Here's our tens tens column. That 8 is gonna go up by, well, it says 10 more. So maybe this is 298. Let's just say that. Now let's read it and to see if it makes sense. So 298 is 10 more than 288. Does that make sense? Yeah, absolutely. It's saying this number has to be 10 more, which is bigger than 288. That is perfectly right. Okay, and then we'll do one more, and then we're actually going to wrap up today's. So quick review. We haven't really messed with, so let's do blank is 100 more than 465. So something is 100 more than 465. So let's do this. Something is 100 more than 465. So if you, let's see, if we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 tens, and 5 ones. Let's see. If we looked at our place value chart, we're dealing with the 100, so we're either going to take away or add. So something is 100 more. It's 100 more. So if I added another 100, that makes this 565. Let's read it to make sure it makes sense. 565 is 100 more than 465. Does that make sense? Yeah, absolutely. That is bigger than that. Perfect. Okay, and then we'll move to less than. And then we'll move to a quick wrap up. So if I have 10 less than 821 is, what's it gonna be? 10 less than 821, 10 less. So if we look at our number, what place value are we going to look at? The hundreds, the tens, or the ones? The tens. So that's gonna go down by how many? Just one, by 110. So that 2 becomes a 1, which makes it 811. So see how that 1, the 2 went to a 1 because it's 10 less. Okay? And then our last example here is going to be if we had 100 less than 952 is, ooh, so again, you, in your brain, hundreds place, tens place, ones place. Well, we're dealing with the hundreds because it's 100 less. So instead of 9, it's going to go to an 8. It's going to be 852. Okay, awesome. All right, so as a wrap up, I'm going to just say some numbers, and I'm going to hold up the card to see which is, so you just, after I tell you the number, then you're going to subtract 10, plus 10, subtract 100, minus 100 to get the answer, okay? So for every number I say, we're going to do 10 less, okay? So when I say 20, you would say 10, right? Because 20 minus 10 is 10. Good, here we go. So we have 100. So 100. Take away 10 would be 90. Good. Let's see. 78. This would be 68, right? What about 312? Would be 302. Good. And let's do 182. Minus 10. 10 less than 182. So you're thinking 182, 172. Good. All right. And then So for every number I say, you say a number that is 100 more. 100 more. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna say mine first. 150. 250, good. 50. 150, good. 59. Plus 100, 159, good. And last one is, let's do 159 to get 259, okay? Awesome. And let's do last one, let's just do, we're adding 10, okay? So we're adding 10, so my first number is 156. 166, 230, 240, let's see, 510, 520. Excellent. Alrighty, that's a wrap up for today. You do have a few problems on your agenda that you can choose to do, but if this was enough for you today, then that's fine too. Tomorrow we're going to take what we did today and we're actually going to apply it to our addition and subtraction, focusing on the arrow way strategy. All right, see you later.